Si tú... Hey, ha. Juana María. Todo el día me acuerdo de ti. Me acuesto y me levanto así. Yo no sé qué cosa rara está pasando. Todo el día me acuerdo de ti.
Закрываю дверь квартиры, отключаю все мобилы. Недоступно для дебилов, потому что я влюбилась в тебя. Тупого наглеца, чего же, чего же? Все потому что дура, дура, супер дура, дура, дура. Потому что дура, дура, супер дура, дура, дура. Потому что дура, дура, супер дура, дура, дура. Потому что дура, дура. Закрываю дверь квартиры, отключаю. Тупого наглеца, чего же, чего же? Все потому что дура, дура, супер дура, дура, дура. Потому что дура, дура, супер дура, дура, дура. Потому что дура, дура, супер дура, дура, дура. Потому что дура, 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 дура. Я увидела твой взгляд, заостренный на мне. Ты рукою помахал, я помахал в ответ. Ты пошел ко мне навстречу, это было так глупо. Ведь за спиной моей стояла твоя подруга. Все потому что дура, дура, супер.
Hi, hello and welcome to Mavo's Blitz Brawl, the first match, or the first batch of matches we have today. 14 UTC. We have quite a good matchup actually. Seed number 16 and 17 right out of the gate. I think this is a warm-up map right now, so we're just waiting until this ends. This tourney does have warm-ups. Quite a rarity in recent tournaments. Like past 2 years, I don't think I've seen the warm-ups be implemented everywhere really. But looks like we're gonna have that for this tournament. It is a one weekend tournament if I remember correctly. So having warm-ups for this tournament does actually kind of make sense since you have a little bit less preparation for each weekend. I think that because of that format, you do only get 1 week worth of pool, and they will play it till tomorrow, like tomorrow or something like that. Whenever these matches are scheduled. But yeah, here we have the first matchup for this tournament. It is 10% brightness seed number 16, just barely under them is ABA. Oh god, that's hard to say. Ababa. I'll just say ABA. That's easier. Yeah, these two teams seeding very close to each other. 16 and 17, the closest possible matchup for the qualifiers round. Out of 80 teams that played, these two are the middle of the pack in terms of the ones that qualified. The round of 32 here. So we have 16 and 17 matched up against each other. And honestly, when you look at the matchup in terms of skill sets, it's actually quite a close match. If the teams both ban and pick into their most comfortable maps and least comfortable skill sets, I think shouldn't be too hard to ban here for these two duos. Shade VR Lion as well as Street and Vid to go in the head-to-head in this 2v2. No teammates to sub in or out. It's only these two for each team. So each player's gonna have to perma lobby as much, or for the whole time, the entire time they play here. So all rounders gonna be an advantage for any of these matches. Let's see what they could actually ban here. Assuming there is another warm-up here, I will just talk about what they can ban each for both teams. So, starting with like their qualifier results. I mean, you got 10% brightness, really good hard rock scores. That's like their highlight in terms of their qualifiers lobby. But overall, they score really well. Just not on something like the Nomad Tree and Nomad 2, where they got under 1 million, as well as the DT1 actually. They did fairly bad on that, surprisingly. I think the DT1 was... I'm not sure if it was conventional or something weirder, but it seemed to get to both of them. I'm not sure if they were unwarmed for that qualifiers lobby or just did not like that map. But yeah, that seems to be their weak points. They're coming out of qualifiers. JBR gonna be... I'd say... I don't want to assume here, but from just what I know, I feel like he's the best player in the lobby in terms of just well-roundedness and scaling, and especially since this pool also does scale kind of quite high. 7.3 here as the Nomad 1. All of the aim maps really are around the 7.3 mark. That scales pretty high relative to, I think, everyone in the tournament. I think the average of the signups was around like somewhere in the high 4 digits. So I think as in like a 1K tournament, 7.3 would be around semifinals. So we're scaling on the higher side here for just the first round. But I did say earlier that the pool does not change, I don't think. That's why this map pool does have multiple TBs, which is the only thing that changes across the entire tournament each round. We're gonna see another warm-up here. I think it's an 8 map. I'm not sure if it's ranked. It's Saya Ponzu. Nice artist for these kinds of maps. Yeah, we'll just get through this warm-up first, get these players settled in for this match. While we wait though, I do want to say that there's another match happening at the same time over at the other channel. Check the stream announcements in the Discord on Mavus_tournaments. There is seed number 12 against seed number 21. Also, match to check out there. On the stream, we're gonna have 16 and 17. Still going through the warm-up, but now let's talk about what ABA can do. Let's look at their qualifier scores here. Quite a contrast when you compare them to 10% brightness scores. I said earlier that 10% brightness had a really bad showing on the Nomad Tree. It's the complete opposite on ABA. They get number 5 on that. 1.3 million team score, as well as the next map, number 4, their highest qualifier score overall. It's number 2 on Nomad 4, the Tech. 1.8 million. That's a really good showing. So I wouldn't be surprised if 10% brightness here will maybe get rid of something like a Nomad 4 in this pool, or something like a Hidden Tree, HR Tree as well. Very possible bans for 10% brightness there. If you look towards other skill sets for ABA, you kind of match 10% brightness on a lot of maps. Like the aim, they do match up to them compared to 10% brightness. They basically match them on the Nomad 1. Match them on the Nomad 2 as well. It's basically the same score there, just a difference of 80,000. DT1 as well, they actually get a way better score on that one compared to the other team. ABA outscoring their qualifiers DT1 by about 500k. That's maybe a nice pick for them later on. But other than that, I feel like the best picks here for ABA might be towards the Hidden. Just because I feel like Street and Shade VR would rather not play the Hidden and would just stick towards their hard rock, their DT mechanics. Especially, we're talking about Lion here on the other side. Well-known Germany player, 4-digit World Cup. Almost OWC. Not quite sure what happened in the tryouts, but yeah, he scored pretty well. Didn't quite make it to the team because of how they built that roster, but still overall an insane player on the Hidden. You see him on the Hidden right now in the warm-ups. We'll see if he'll be doing this on the free mods later on. Maybe even the Hidden too if you do see it. Map is almost over now, so we will get into the ban phase real quick. So stay tuned for that. That is warm-ups finally done. Took quite a bit, but yeah, that's warm-ups. Now we get into the roles. Both captains will roll here. The captains are Sri and Vid, respectively, for both teams. Now this pool, though, aside from the scaling, also quite interesting. There's plenty of maps that you would recognize on this map pool. You just tune around into either various tournament map pools or just some of these maps you might recognize in solo. Like, okay, yeah, you look into the free mod, the Big Black, as well as Razorblade Meltdown, Phyllis Hardcrest in the Hard Rock 1, Libertas and Hidden Tree, Pioneer 4 in that Nomad 6, some interesting maps to just, you know, when you look at the overview of the pool, DD2 as well as Burning Star, that's very interesting. Overall, this pool is actually quite funky, but still balanced fairly well. I think the poolers did quite a good job. Only complaint for me personally is I think the A maps are all the same BPM, but they do kind of play differently, so I don't think it's much of a problem. Quite a well-balanced pool. Oh, and of course, there's also Exodus Earth. It's almost true. This card. That is for the round of 32 tiebreaker, though. Next week will be, or next round, there'll be a different one, and quarterfinals as well, and so on, so on. Ending into the finals, or grand finals tiebreaker, Uparts, clocking in at 7.8. So just stick around for that. Tomorrow, I think, is the schedule for grand finals. When it comes to rolls, there is Street. 10% brightness do pick the order, and we'll be going for first pick, seems like. And second ban for Vid. Here comes their first ban, 10% brightness, already getting rid of some gimmick. Pioneer 4, that no one takes is gone out of the gate instantly. Don't want to deal with any of that rhythm or the aim control in that Nomad 6. So maybe looking towards maybe a normal, probably not normal, so maybe a hidden 2 or a hidden 3 next for 10% brightness. And 2 bans here, it looks like it is ABBA bans, not ABAB like Team Blue's name would suggest. ABA. Their next 2 bans, might see a hard rock ban here, or just speed as well. Yeah, okay, that looks like we don't want to deal with anything high BPM for this team. The ban Nomad 5, very straightforward, I think 250 BPM Death Stream map. It's Flesh God Apocalypse. You probably know what kind of map that is already, just from the artist. And Burning Star DP Gandhi, taking control. High BPM, yeah, it is 260. Lots of doubles and lots of weird like stopping patterns, and that's Nomad 4 gone as well for 10% brightness. Don't want to deal with tech, like I said earlier. ABAB got a really good score of Nomad 4 in qualifiers. But they don't want to deal with it here. They just want to stick to the more normal maps with mechanics. And they do get to pick first, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go for something like a Nomad 1, 2, or a Hard Rock 1 to start off this match. Oh, there is Nomad 2 pick from Street there. Stamina intensive Nomad 2. It clocks on the 205. It's 7.27 stars. And has a lot of flow aim actually. You're actually combining tapping and flow aim at the same time here. The streams on this are absolutely brutal. You can chain this so much on these. And it's not even just the flow aim you have to deal with. The stamina is also crazy. Not just the BPM, but the way the song is mapped. You get these long streams, into not really a buzz slider. Sometimes you do get a buzz slider, but sometimes you don't. Other times you go into a triple and then another stream, so the stamina drains a lot for this one. There's some downtime near the middle, but you still have to watch out for the key eyes where you see a lot of spaced circle streams, especially towards the end. You know, when nerves are high and you're holding combo, maybe you're not. Maybe you're losing score by chain missing. See that happens to either of these players on either side. They're top or bottom, Street and Vid. That should be our line on the bottom over there. We'll start off with a Nomad 2 to kick off Marvel's Blitz Brawl, round of 32. Here comes the Nomad 2. Stream's already unrelenting. You see some max drops already for some players. Try to adjust to the BPM. This is the match, really. This is the first map. We already see big fights here for the score lead. Mostly just due to the act drops. But you see the map already. The kinds of patterns that you will expect. It's curvy streams. Lots of, maybe not decelerating, but various spacing streams a lot in this Nomad 2. Very inconsistent in the way it's spaced, but because of that, it's very consistent in its difficulty. And you already see two misses come out from 10% brightness, their first pick coming into this tournament. Already down by 60,000. They do continue to mess up. Street misses again, but it does trade by Vid and Line at the same time. So now it's anyone's game right now going into the second half. 1/4 already has passed, and Shade VR somewhat uncontested. His teammate though down at 60%. It is Vid to trade again, so it's equal now. It's anyone's game. Shade VR 300 combo, but Line is there to match. Both accuracies are around 93, 91 for the top and bottom players. So both of them are matching right now. It's just that slight combo lead at the start that made a difference. Vid comboing a little bit more to Street, but now we are getting to the middle section of this map. Vid breaks, that might be huge. Since he is leaving the devices to Line, that 400 combo is gonna be their only hope for this first pick here. JDR still holding on 94%, very good recovery, as well as his teammates Street trailing behind him by around the 100 combo. And Lion does finally break on this bigger stream. Chain misses come out though. Shade VR misses as well. It's a trade, but Street is there to hold on. The only player in the lobby who held on across that stream, and now he is alone, 90%, but now poised to take the top score. Not anymore though, because that is a break going into this guitar solo. More dead streams come in. There's recoveries all across the board, but there's a chain miss for a double miss actually from ABAB. Street trades, but Shade VR is there to keep his combo and keep his lead on this map. 38,000 and it's climbing now. He's extending this lead, and no one is there to match him. You're gonna have to hope for a miss, a chain miss actually, on this ending, because the ending has a lot of those space donuts that you saw near the middle section. He drops a bit of act, but still holds combo. Shade VR still continues to hold. Lion breaks again. Now Vid is alone going into this ending. It's 47k and still anyone's game because of the style of map. But there's a break from Vid, and that makes their lead even bigger. Street and Shade VR now looking uncontested going into this ending. Everyone has a B rank, but it doesn't really matter because the combo is all towards 10% brightness. Street breaks, but Shade VR is uncontested. Stream God on this Nomad 2. Oh, lots of breaks there towards the ending, but that is a solid 50,000 lead. It's actually shrinking for just a second, but the time has run out on this Nomad 2. First pick for 10% brightness does work out near the end. It looks scary there towards the start. Looks like Street and Shade VR had some hiccups at the getting used to the map, or maybe even the match. I'm not sure if they're playing without warm-up here, but 34 misses, 13 for Shade VR. Dropping less of accuracy, but it is the best on Shade VR, 92%. The best in the lobby by about 2%. Lion and Vid getting around the same. So that's a sign of what's to come when they pick more of the tapping. They did. That is why Lion and Vid banned out that Nomad 5 DT2. But you still have stuff like the DT3 and even the DT1 who has a lot of bursts on it to watch out for. But I mean, it's ABA's pick and Hidden 2 is open. So they're gonna go straight into that Shotgun Senorita fans hidden challenge. I mean, if you don't know what this is, maybe you won't even know what this is by the time this map ends, because this map is just made to be insane. So many overlaps, so many just stacked patterns, lots of not really rhythm changes, but changes in how the pattern flows. Well, it's a hidden challenge, so you put hidden on it, and it's even harder. Even on Nomad, this is hard to read. It's only AR8, but still, you could, if you're not used to an AR8, you could mistake this for something like an AR5 because of the density. They're slowly getting into it now. ABAB's first pick, they had good qualifier score as well on this. I think they were top 8 on this out of qualifiers. They had a really good score, but 10% brightness as well had a really good score on the Hidden 2. But when you look at the head-to-head, really, I mean, it's Lion on something like this. You would expect him to just shred. So far, starting off the street, having a good time. Bid as well, kind of struggling. Lion's the highest score at the moment, highest accuracy as well, most comfortable. But ShadeVR's right there behind them. Does finally break on the triangle triples, and I'll be honest, I can't even tell what these patterns are at on some occasions. These patterns stack so much, it just confuses your eyes. But not Lion though. He's 200 combo in. 96%. He does break, but that's a massive, massive lead already. This map, somewhat on the shorter side, 2 minutes, just barely past that mark. And Lion, because of the shortness of this map, Lion is already past the 200,000 mark now, and still continuing to build more score for his teammate. He's actually supporting him fairly well. 80,000, almost 100k now, besting streak by about twice his score. Much better accuracy as well, so he has more potential to build more score. Well, I mean, I feel like this pick is already over because Lion is uncontested on these kinds of stuff. KVR does have a decent score, but decent is not enough when you're facing almost 300,000 on Shotgun Senorita Hidden in match as well. I'm honestly surprised why this guy did not make the OWC team, but hey, next year is always available. Breaks again though, but he does reach the 300,000 mark. And that is 150,000 solidly there from ABAB, looking towards more hiddens, more low ARs after this pick, because they do have quite a big advantage in terms of just the hidden mod in general. Yeah, that is actually a solid score from Lion. I'm assuming he messed up a bit on some of these, like some of those triangles caught him off guard. But 18 miss on that is actually so clean, especially when you factor in the accuracy and the fact that he has 4 100s as well. Yeah, now we get to, or now we have a pretty good idea of how the match pick or style of picks that we're gonna see here. You have 10% brightness starting off with the mechanics, Nomad 2, the tapping. They're gonna go straight back to tapping as well in the D3, but ABAB answered back with that hidden 2 gimmick. So we might see another hidden open after this pick. I'm not sure if ABAB is gonna be able to do anything on this DT2 speed. Seeing how they did on Nomad 2 tapping, Like it wasn't even just the flow aim that caught them there. The tapping stamina in that number 2 actually had troubles sparking for Vid and Lion. JDR might be uncontested on this. Street actually had good combos as well on that previous Nomad 2. So we'll see what he can do on this one. There's a lot less flow aim in this DG3, but you're cranking up the BPM by around 60. So get ready, get your fingers ready, because this is a lot of speed. Yeah, I think I've heard this song a couple times across tournament. Definitely not this set though. This set is new to me. Not sure if this is a custom or not, but it's at the fart board. That's familiar. That's familiar. This map, I think it's basically the same across all sets. Just bursts, some streams, and you get lots of buzz sliders as well. So even if you are comfortable with the speed, you might break on the finger control as a result of those high BPM buzzes. Interesting start though. ShapeDR and Street down on the accuracy. It's actually Lion and Vid to best them by a couple percent here at the start of the map. Looks like they were used to the tapping just a little bit more. So we'll see if they can continue this combo, because this would actually be a huge break point if they do manage to get it. ShapeDR does trade with Lion. Now it's just the 2 top players at the top of the screen. They do both break at the same time, and now it's just trades. It's trades, and the accuracy is near equal. It's just Street down at 79%. That's it back to 80. It's gonna have to do a little bit more than that, but combo is now in advantage of ShapeDR, who is catching up to accuracy of Lion. Lion, after his initial break, did not have lots of fun on the stamina section. But here comes another Ki, and now misses all across the board. Everyone has missed. Not a single combo, actually. No one can hold through throughout these Ki's. But every time Lion misses, or Vid misses, it favors ShapeDR, really. Because I feel like they have the better combo potential going into any of these longer streams. ShapeDR is proving that right now by comboing through that Ki, gets 200, and that's actually huge. 82%, but still, 250 combo, if he does keep comboing. No, he does not. But still, that combo was huge. That gave them a 20,000 score lead, which now it's starting to look uncomebackable for ABAB. Lion and Vid down at under 80%. Street as well, down to 75, but it doesn't matter. His teammate is just better on these tapping maps. Map does not change much here, as well as the situation. It's 200 combo for ShapeDR, and now approaching 300. That's the biggest combo he's had so far, I think. And he is still continuing, gaining accuracy even. Maybe he's only starting to warm up. But this does result in a 30,000 score lead on this DT2. It's actually, wait, Vid actually combo throughout the ending. But I'm not sure because of his accuracy if he has time to bring it up. No, he does not. The song ends before he can make do with anything with that combo at the end. And that is 2-1 now. So far, no breakpoints. We'll see what happens with this next pick from ABAB. Everyone getting a C rank, that is concerning. Looks like the other round, or the other match already finished up. They finished up 4-1 in favor of seed number 12. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that, but they did get a 3-map lead right at the start. Seed number 21 does get a point right before they get the 4th. Well, Hard Rock 1 finished off that match real quick. That is the other match for, I think, 14 UTC. I don't think we have anything else for that time slot. Right? Yeah, the other 2 matches for 14 UTC got forfeits. So the next one will be at, I think, 14:30. A bunch of matches there. So we'll just wait for that. That's in 2 minutes, actually. So let's see if we can finish this one real quick. Next pick, let's go for the ABA. And they do go for that Nomachi gas that Eurobeat song. I think it's Eurobeat though. I know it's that one show that has a lot of cars in it. I forgot what it's called. But I think everyone knows this map. Lots of flow alt. Plenty of opportunities to chain this actually. It's also a very long map. Going for I think 4 minutes long. Yeah, 4.5 minutes. I think it's the longest one in the no mod pool. And Lion and Vid might just straight up drop like 500k on both of them here on this one. JBR. Well, actually, I'm not sure who the better alt player is between those two, but whoever it is, I feel like they're gonna be working with just one combo here on that duo against two very good players on the alt for ABA. Let's see what they do on the snowmod tree. Actually, quite a banger. I like what they did with this pool. Especially with the changing tiebreakers. So we're gonna see a different tiebreaker in 2 minutes. It's gonna be the same pool, but it will be a different tiebreaker. If ABA can manage to take this next point, we're gonna be at a best of 3 to try and send this match in the tiebreaker. And there's still plenty of maps to go towards. So thinking it's gonna be very difficult. Let's get snowmod tree over with though. Gas, gas, gas. See a car in the background. This map does start off slow though. But when you get to the key eyes, that's when the patterns start to get difficult. The flow in those key eyes is absolutely insane. You gotta do it for 4.5 minutes, so lots of maybe not aim stamina, but just keeping your nerves throughout such a long map, as well as the volatility of a flow aim map. You gotta see its follow point near streams almost. It's not quite high BPM, 154, higher on the alt side of things. But surely no problem for the tapping fingers of Lion and Vid. There's a couple misses coming out. It's top players. Players at the top of the screen. It's Street and Vid missing right at those first spaced patterns. JVR and Lion duking out there at the bottom. Lion clocking at 99.8. Absolutely insane. You can see why they did so well on the much qualifiers. Looks like Lion is proving exactly why. But here comes the first TI. JVR and Lion both hold, but now the first pattern does catch off 3 players. It's Vid, Lion, and JVR gone. Now it's 40,000 score lead in favor of Team Blue. ABA. Double miss as well and 10% brightness. And this Ki is killing everyone. Lion now poised to take top score by quite a big margin, 150,000, and still climbing as he's the only one living throughout this Ki, comboing the tail end of it. But here comes some more space patterns. Lion does not want to stop here. And even if he does, I feel like 10% brightness might struggle to build up any sort of combo going into the second half of this match. JVR is not having a good time, as well as his teammate. Even losing to Vid's 96%, who actually had a decent combo throughout the Ki, but they managed to miss. So now Lion's alone here at the top. Still, it's 100k lead halfway through the map, and you've already seen what the map has to offer. It does not change up going into the second half. So, it's going to be about consistency, and consistency is Lion's game right now. It's 99.72. He's dropped a couple 100 so far. Actually, maybe not. Maybe it's just the misses that he's dropped, because he has 650 combo right now. The flow is insane on this, but he is unfazed. Vid misses, but so does Street. It's a trade. It's a 1 versus 1. Under 50,000 score lead, and Lion is keeping it up. JVR finally building up a combo. 96%, still far behind. The top players miss again. It's straight at the top, but no misses coming from the bottom. Here comes the guitar solo for this one. I think that's a guitar. But Lion and JVR duking it out right now. Time is starting to run out though. Lion does not want to miss at all. 99.7. How is this guy not in OWC? I wonder. But right now, he still has to worry about JVR. Not anymore though. Not on that pattern. That slow slider catches him off guard. That 500 combo down the drain. And now it's 1,000 combo. Lion, the king on this no mod tree. Proving exactly why there's one of the best teams on that alt coming out of qualifiers. And Well, he's still going. 99.7. It can still get higher. One more TI to go. Let's see if Lion can keep this up. Doesn't have to worry about anything right now. Even Shake VR's down 100 combo. Nothing to match him. And he's actually 1v2ing right now. He passed the 500,000 mark. Drops a bit of act, but oh, that flow. It was a bit too much for him, but that is a 500,000 score for Lion on this no mod tree. Absolutely clean from him. And yeah, that ends that no mod tree. We are going at a tie game. Best of 3 now. One pick for each team left in this match. We are at a best of 7, so very, very quick, but still. We're about 30 minutes in, and we can still see tiebreaker. Okay, now we look towards what the rest of the picks are. Or sorry, the last 2 picks are. We have the pick back to 10% brightness. They can go something like a hard rock or the pre-mod one. That's also possible for them. I was kind of expecting like a no one winner HR1 from them. This one I feel like is a little bit more winnable for ABA because of the style of map. It is big black. You can hear it right there. It's more the, I guess, old style tech is what you could call this map. The classic, everyone knows this map. I'll be surprised if you don't. Big black, someone's gonna have to take, or actually both players taking what's here unless, if I see from that chat there, unless someone takes a hidden hard rock. Probably shaded PR on the hidden hard rock and goes Lion. What if you can duke it out in Nomad? That would be very fun to see, actually. But if they don't want to do that, they can just go standard one hidden with one hard rock and just the rules for this tournament. You don't want to be risking hidden hard rock when you cannot. I think this map only has, is it 1 hidden hard rock score out of the 13 years it's existed? Actually surprising. Actually, that's not 1. That's like 5, but still. Very rare modded scores on this map. And since this was pulled in the OWC, I think I've been seeing it in tournaments much more frequently. I'm seeing it here. See with switch scenes real quick. The streamer. I can hear the hit sounds, but I guess we're not seeing the gameplay for a second. Assuming that Street in the top left, I haven't heard a single miss sound yet, so it looks like Street might be still up seeing. I don't know about the other tree. But we will see after this, or if we manage to get the stream to switch over. Looks like we're not. They're on the halfway point now. I heard a miss there from the sound of the stream. That's Street missing. That might be huge. Oh gosh. Okay, there, we finally get the stream switch. Looks like Street has been struggling. It is hidden hard rock. We're just hitting hard rock. No mod on the top 2. And it looks like Shade BR will be the biggest combo going into the second half. Street as well on the combo. Now that the bid breaks, Lion on the hidden hard rock. Street again continues to break. He's been breaking a lot, especially from the sound, but so does Vid. And he is around double his score now. So the only hope is for Lion here to break. Going into the start of this slider section. Shade VR still the biggest combo. Lion does break now, but so does Shade VR, and that kind of spells doom for this map. This might be the difference maker in this match. This pick might be the biggest mispick in this match. Going to the final 2 picks here for these 2 teams. The map does end with 100 combo for Vid, and that secures it by a 40,000 lead. ABA secures match point on a break point as well. Sad that we did not get to see the first half of that Big Black, but at least we did see the ending. Clean scores from Shade VR and Lion. Unfortunately, his teammate just could not keep up. Vid besting Street by around 100,000 score. And the out team score 10% brightness here. They might see it upset by just a bit. It is 16 versus 17, so it's very close, but see it upset nonetheless. We could see tiebreaker if Shade VR can manage to make something happen on like a hidden 3, hidden 1. Assuming ABA do go for that. Anti-Mod 2 is also an option for them. I think Anti-Mod would be very nice for this ABA, but we will see Hidden Tree as the last pick for this matchup. If we'd have another stream startup, not sure. Should be another match like right about now. We're looking at potentially the last map in this first match of Malice Death Brawl. ABA trying to take this one. They get the lead on that 3-mod 1. They're gonna try to consolidate it with this Hidden Tree. Libertas, Flow Tech, as well as some density actually. It's very dense. Mostly because of the sliders on this one. And I can already see Shade VR not liking this map. Maybe not all, but definitely some patterns that he would not like to encounter here. Especially if he's up seeing. It's a very short map, so we could see some inconsistencies come out from Lion, possibly, but that's a tough task. If you ask someone like Lion to underperform on Hidden Tree. Let's see what Street or Vid can do on this one. The Flow Tech. Some 1/3 as well on this to watch out for. It's a bit aim control as well. And some picker control. Vid misses early on. That will favor 10% brightness. But the map does ramp up in difficulty very fast. Some slider streams to watch out for. Vid misses. It's still the only one so far in this map. First PI coming through. Let's get an axe check. The triangles come out. That's what I was talking about. Street and Vid trade. So now it's a 1 versus 1. Lion against Shade VR. And so far, Lion's winning that battle by about a 3% accuracy lead. That score lead just barely flips over. It's very slow, but here comes the triangles. No one misses on that, surprisingly. Looks like everyone practiced, but still, it's the FC going for 2 players at the bottom. Shade VR and Lion duking it out on this halfway through. Is this the end for 10% brightness? Or will we see that first tiebreaker of this tournament? We still got one more TI to go. One more big slider stream to come out, I think. Or one big stream, really, but no one misses on that. Still anyone's game. The lead does flip over due to accuracy. Street down at 97, but does break. Vid now continuing the combo game. 94%. That is actually huge. Lion almost at 99 still, but he's being matched by Shade VR, but it doesn't matter. The supporting combo from Vid. And the map is starting to close. Almost slider breaks there, Vid, on this little slider. But this map, consistent as it is, does not falter. Oh, there's Lion though, doesn't miss. And now it's the FC alone. The map is starting to come to a close though. Shade VR is alone. Street has no help. Chain misses from Lion. Doesn't make that squeeze much more manageable. Vid misses as well, and Shade VR uncontested going into this ending, continuing the FC. He does break, but it's 20,000. Is that enough? Is the question. Street's there with 100 combo, and the double break from ABA does seal the fate of this match. We are going into tiebreaker for the first match of this tournament. Seed number 16 and 17 destined to go to this last map. And we are going to see Exit This Earth's Atomosphere on the back of the 800k score from Shade VR. Oh my god. That I actually was not okay. Well, I didn't, maybe not. I didn't expect that it was going to not going to TV, but in that fashion, I thought it was over. Well, I didn't want to count on Shade VR, but Vid and Lion were just so clean for most of that map, but they faltered towards that ending, especially that chain miss from Lion made plenty of difference going to that ending. They lost so much score not on Lion's score. Exit This Earth's Atomosphere. Somewhat similar map. It is tech. Majority tech. So I imagine going to this TV, 10% brightness might have a slight disadvantage considering that they do have the worst score from the qualifiers on No Mode 4 as well. Like you're facing number 2 the qualifiers No Mode 4 here, as well as banning out the No Mode 4 in this matchup. So going into a tech-oriented TV might not be the best situation for this duo. But I mean, it's not complete tech. There's some streams in this map. It is more in the aim control though. Lots of sliders in this one, so you could slider break at plenty of the sections, especially like the longer ones. I'm not super familiar with this map, but I have seen it played a couple of times in tournament. I've never played it myself, so I can't say much about the difficulty, but I think it is somewhat more mech tech. Something closer to what the HR tree would be like, I think. Something more flowy. Maybe not flowy, but it is slightly RBPM. 170 as opposed to that 160. So it's not the highest BPM. That's good use for ABA. But at the same time, it's anyone's game still. You see what happened on the hidden tree. They are not out of the question. 10% brightness on these maps, especially when there's flow. Chain misses can happen. And we are getting straight into a tiebreaker for the first match of this tournament. So far, it's been top scores all across the board from Lion and Shade VR. Let's see what Street and Vid can do on this tiebreaker. I'm assuming Vid likes his tech a little bit more than Street comparatively. But he did have the higher accuracy. Or sorry, Street did have the higher accuracy on the hidden tree. So it seems like we'll be capable of tech here. This map does start off a little bit slow. There's a little bit more speed up here, but doesn't really start off until we get around the 2-minute mark. We are seeing more breaks now at the top part. And Street VR, he's actually on the hidden. He wants to continue his hidden streak. Go in this matchup. That does give you a big break here at the start. So let's see what players can do with this free combo here. Lion. Clean accuracy. Drops a bit on the slower section. Vid is there to support him. Street breaking as well. So that's not a good sign for 10% brightness. It's really that accuracy and the hidden modification multiplier keeping the score lead afloat for 10% brightness. That's a lot of score that you're getting extra, especially in the slower sections. Watch out for those slow sliders. Don't aim too fast. Especially when Nerfs come to play. These sliders are going to be deadly. And we're going to see some of those earlier on, or later on, I think. As the map starts to build up a little bit faster. We're approaching the first TI. And the switch up on difficulty is insane. There's Vid though. First miss. After that initial intro. That is huge. That gives plenty of leeway going into the second half of this map. If you're 10% brightness, there's another trade at the top. It's really been the top players of Vid and Street who have been struggling on most of these maps. Here comes the KI though. Vid and Street trade again, but will the bottom two do? Straight Shake VR finally breaks, but still, the hidden mod will keep him afloat. Lion now uncontested, just like this normal tree. The aim control, double break again for 10% brightness, and now Lion is uncontested. Doesn't need his teammate. And can he pull off that 1v2 just like he did on that normal tree? It is Lion's time to prove what he can do on this tiebreaker. And he's hitting them, these triples. Okay, that is clean. Shake VR misses again, and every time he misses, Street as well comes back. Oh my god, Lion is still going. His act is clean. Finally, mis-aims, under-aims actually. Makes a triangle a bit too much on that triple. And finally lets go, but still had a 1.1k combo to start off this map. And we're already halfway. We're only going to see more chain miss there come out from Lion. But now, there's no answer from the other two on 10% brightness. Shake VR behind by 60k. Already calling the game, really. It's gonna be a miracle if he pulls this back. Street's also not having a good time, so especially when you compare it to Vid, who is ahead by 30,000. Lion just had an insane throwing in that intro. Oh my god. Map does tend to give you a bit more build up here. You get some free combo to go into the second half. I think you get about 300 or so. But watch out for these sliders. Just like that, Street misses on one of those slider takes, and that might just be the killer for 10% brightness hope here. He needed to build up combo to support Shake VR. The only thing going right now for 10% brightness is that he does have the hidden mod. Just a little extra score to try and call it back, but it's 100k and Lion is still there. Here comes the next section of this map though. Slider Dream comes in, no one breaks except for Street, and still not an answer from Lion and Vid. They're going clean going into the ending of this map. We're about 1/4 left into the ending. And ABAB is just so clean. That intro of this map just went so well for them. Shake VR cannot do much about it. He's gonna have to pray for some breaks. And still, it's gonna have to be a miracle, especially with Shake Business coming out from Street. Vid is actually doing insane as well. Not bad on the accuracy, and 600 combo now matching Lion as well. Just keeping Shake VR away, and that seals it. Shake VR finally misses as well. And now these two duos proving exactly why they are number 2 on the No Mod Foreign qualifiers. Vid breaks, but Lion is there to continue this lead. Is this like a 1 miss? What is the score? Lion, so clean. I think he's top 1 match cost for this match, and I am so surprised why this man is not in O2 World Cup Germany. 500,000 and exit this Earth's atmosphere. In the first match of this tournament, Shake VR tried his best, but unfortunately could not deal with Germany's upcoming gimmick god here, Lion. 1k combo twice in this map. And they take it by 250,000 score. Very clean from ABAB. They struggled a bit on the mechanics, but other than that, they really have to worry about much. They break point on the free mod 1. Just barely lose that hidden tree, but they still take tiebreaker by quite a convincing margin. And that is first match of the round of 32 done, as seed 16 will be seen out. That is it for this match. I think do we have more matches? Not sure if they're streamed, but there's a match right now on the other channel. Yeah, it is seed 15 and 18 right now on Mavos_tournament, so check that channel out. That is it for this match. And if you want to see more of this tournament, check out that other channel. Congratulations to ABA. And we will be seeing you next time.